Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, everyone, whenever you watch this video. I'm Ismail Mubarak. I'm a third year student of English Education Department at Alauddin State Islamic University of Makassar. So in this video, I would like to discuss several questions about discourse analysis, specifically on microanalysis. There are about two questions here that I will explain. So let's get started. The first question is that asking about what do you know of cohesion, coherent, as well as coherence in written discourse analysis? Well, the first one, cohesion, refers to the texts that arranged together that make the ideas connected to the use of the vocabulary, grammar, that make the meaning of the text construct in a well organized of sentences. And coherent define the text is understandable. So as a simple thing is that coherent refer to how we understand the text. And the last one, coherence. It refers to the sentences of the text that are created in a well arrangement of connecting the ideas. So each sentence in the text is related each other that make the meaning within the text can understandable, which make the reader more easy to read the flow, what the text is talking about, and what is the talking would like to talking in the next. Even they don't even read it for the next paragraph, but they can predict what they will read because through the text, reading the text, they found that that's the flow of the text. So that's the coherence. The next questions. To the best of your knowledge, how can you explain grammatical cohesive device? Is it important to carry out discourse analysis on grammatical cohesive device? Why? Okay, if you are talking about grammatical cohesive device, it can be defined as a numerous tool that are used in writing to create coherence in making the text natural with native-like through the use of grammatical cohesion. So by by having the knowledge of the grammatical cohesiveness, it will help us as a writer to write a better written discourse in the form of written that will be native-like because we acknowledge what kind of word that appropriate, what kind of vocabulary that we choose in writing this kind of text, and also what kind of sentences, how to sequence every idea that we have in writing. That's really helpful from the grammatical cohesive device. So in my mind, the role of the grammatical cohesive device in discourse analysis plays a pivotal role in the form of writing to create an understanding for those who love to write. Because the way we write will elaborate how our written can be read by others. So to create an understanding for this love to write, that's the main point of this. And also, if they have the knowledge of the grammatical cohesion device in writing, the writing will be well formulated in the content idea well, which also makes them easy to write because they know how to write it well. That's the main point why I create that the grammatical cohesion plays a pivotal role in discourse analysis because we have the knowledge how to write well, and when we read a text we also acknowledge that the sequence of the text, that the kind of sequence, the kind of sequence that used in the sentence. Well, the next. The best of your knowledge, how can you explain lexical cohesive device? Is it important to carry out discourse analysis on grammatical cohesive device? Okay. Talking about lexical cohesive device, it can be defined as the use of selected vocabulary in the text to create coherence, that also known as a lexical cohesion. Lexical cohesion, for me, apply pivotal rule as the same as the grammatical cohesive device because it aims to make the writing more coherent and conveying the meaning, because the selection of vocabulary used in the text will contribute to the shaping the reader perception of the text. The words that we use when writing is contributing to how the reader of the text shaping their perception. In choosing the word, we have to carefully choose the word because when we are forced to choose an appropriate word that it will make the meaning um, of our written not accepted by the reader, and also it will contribute to the coherence of the text that not understandable within it all. Okay, next. We would like to talk about some of aspect of grammatical cohesive device. The first one is reference. Reference is a process through the use of particular word that refers to someone or something. So reference is such a pronoun and anything. For instance, the use of personal pronoun in the sentence like Andy and Arya are in the USA right now. They are selected for the student exchange. Andy and Arya is a as a subject there, and not in the next phrase of the sentences they are selected. They is a as a reference for Andy and Arya. So in the reference there are two kind of things. The first is anthroporic reference and the second is exoporic reference. In anthroporic reference refers to the something that occur in the text. Anthroporic refers to something that within the text. So we can find that word within the text. The first anthroporic reference is commonly used to refer to someone or something that is mentioned at the beginning to avoid repetition. For instance, Ismail always goes to the library. He feels comfortable there. Ismail refers to the he, and library refers to the there, which is that anaphoric reference that have been mentioned before. And the next is cataphoric reference. Is commonly used to refer to someone or something that is mentioned at the end. So anaphoric at the beginning, cataphoric at the end. For instance, hi, do you meet a child that's running around here? He is my brother. The word child and the word brother is cataphoric in this context of reference. The reference of the child is the brother. Well, next is extemporic reference. Refers to something that does not occur in the text. So if in the allocation about the endoporic reference is occur in the anaporic in the beginning of the text, this extemporic reference refers to something that not occur in the text or the sentence is not in the text. For example, the uniform used on Venice to change due to the new regulation. So the uniform not commonly occur on the text, but all the people understand what kind of uniform that they are talking about for specifically. Next is the substitution. Substitution refers to the process of changing from the word substitute, changing the word in discourse to another word to not repeat the same word in discourse. So We try to make it more in a different sentence, but they are still related to each other. For instance, the papers are on the table. Please give me several. Papers is substitute to several. Ellipsis. Okay, next. Ellipsis means excluding several words in the sentence to avoid repetition with no additional word. If, as I explained before, we try to find another word to avoid a repetition of the word, but in this case, ellipsis, we exclude, we delete the word, we don't mention the word again, we don't also change the word, we just exclude it because in the content of the text, when when people are talking each other, they are understand what does it mean without putting that word there. So we just ellipsis it, excluding it. For instance, responding to the question like, "Are you an undergraduate student?" Simply with the answer, "Yes, I am." Without saying, "Yes, I am an undergraduate student," because in the context of the text, the people that are asking about it understand what you are meaning about. Okay, there are three type of ellipsis. The first one is nominal ellipsis. In the nominal ellipsis, we talking about the nominal such as noun. Well, for example, is that the first book is really good. The second book too. So the word too is a nominal ellipsis. We don't even say that the first book is really good, the second book is really good. So we just remove it and change it to the more appropriate word to you. Well, next in the verbal ellipsis. For example, are you crying? Yes, I am. Without saying that, yes, I am crying. That's the example. And the next is causal ellipsis. Causal ellipsis. Crying in the night is so calm. In the context of this sentence, there are two clauses that putting together in one sentence is crying. It means that I am crying in the night, in which crying in the night is so calm. And next is conjunction. It's used to connect each sentence to the big idea within the text. The first is coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunction used to connect items that refer to the same type. For example, you can choose to say, you can choose to stay or go with me. So that's the example of coordinated conjunction. The word of stay and go have the same type, which is this both as word and they're related. So we use coordinated conjunction. And next is subordinating conjunction, used to show a clause that commonly occurs at the beginning of the clause. For example, if you are okay with the result, you didn't need to be sad. The word if is it's an example of subordinating conjunction. Next is that correlative conjunction, used to connect each sentence that joins in each sentence to meet the equal position. From the name is correlative. They have a correlation each other from both the sentences. So we use conjunction to put them in a one sentence is that easy to understand. For example, not only focus to learn, but also actively participated to act socially. That's the example of the correlative conjunction. The word that not only and also but also. The next is conjunctive adverbs. Conjunctive adverbs used as a connector between ideas. For example, they have left you here. Nevertheless, they are still your friends. Right now, they have left you here. Nevertheless, they are still your friends. Nevertheless, used as a conjunctive at first, try to emphasizing and try to connect the two ideas together. Well, the next question, what do you know the following aspect of lexical cohesion? And there are two kind of them is reiteration and collocation. In the reiteration, there are some of kinds. The first one is repetition, means repeating the same word in the text to emphasize the idea. For example, I found numerous rabbits in the garden. I love to take a picture of the bunny. So in the context of this sentence, that there are a lot of rabbits that I found, but in this case, from those lots of rabbits, there is bunny that I love to see more. So it's a repetition in the same word in the context of emphasizing the idea. The bunny and rabbit the same meaning in Indonesia. And the next is hyponymy, means using the word specific to general. The government has opened the ceremony. It was opened by the vice of the president. And the first clause, the government refers to any government in a broader, in a specific sense, and often it was opened by the vice of president. The next is superordinate, means the use of a word that whose meaning includes the meaning in another word. The fruits are important for Europe, such as apple, the fruits and apple. And the next is metonymy, means used to stand for another word. I enjoyed studying hard in the library. The collection of books is so much more than I expected. In the context of these sentences, about library and books means used to stand in the for another word. And next is antonymy, used to opposite meaning. The color of a dress code is white, but I usually use black actually. So use an opposite meaning from white and black. And the next is that general nouns used to items on the same referent. I enjoy the dish. The meal is delicious. The word the dish and the meal are two items the same referent. And the last is collocation. Collocation refers to a set of words using on one word with another word in the same relation, which is if you want to use a word in a writing or in a speaking, we have to find they're related or not. For example, I do my assignment right now. We don't say that I make my assignment right now because the word make an assignment not related, but the appropriate word from the collocation of the assignment is do not make. So yeah, we have to focus on it. Well, that's all my explanation regarding the microanalysis of the discourse of the written discourse, as I have explained before. I hope this get benefit from me, especially me as the learner of this subject. I would like to say so sorry for all my mistakes, and thank you so much for watching this video till the end. At the end of my video, I would like to say thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.